It's 19 hours GMT. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Joy News Prime. We are coming to you from our studios here at COCOBOD in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125, and around the world we are on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Caloni. Coming up, COCOBOD CEO defends vehicle purchases, insisting the acquisitions were made to support operational use and not luxury. We have details as a data scientist and policy analyst calls for the scrapping of COCOBOD, describing the institution as one that outlived its importance. Also, National Democratic Congress announces strict security measures ahead of its parliamentary primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency, where the party will vote to elect a candidate for the upcoming by-election. And Parliament turns into runway of culture and resistance as MPs don colorful smocks after John Mahama's recent visit to Zambia sparked a controversy about Ghana's famed smocks. Tonight, COCOBOD Chief Executive Officer Dr. Randy Abbey has hit back at allegations that funds meant for cocoa farmers were squandered on vehicles for management, insisting the cars were bought to boost sector operations. The controversy erupted amid public concerns over resource allocation priorities. There's more in the following
During
report.
a press conference in Accra, Mr. Abbey, however, clarified that although about 22 vehicles have been secured, they were not acquired for personal use by officials. According to him, the vehicles are part of efforts to strengthen field operations and improve service delivery to cocoa growing communities.
The post I saw said that at a time when farmers are not being paid, COCOBOD has bought 4 Land Cruisers and 110 pickups. But let me address the issue. It is true that we have ordered vehicles. Some of them have started, some of them have been delivered. So on your way here, you would have seen some new pickups. I think about 20 something. 20 of them have been delivered. So it's supposed to be 22 because it is one of them, the very first one. That is what we gave out as the award to the National Best Cocoa Farmer.
Dr. Abbey also says the regulator is urgently exploring measures to support cocoa farmers as they face mounting economic pressures.
COCOBOD, the Ministry of Finance and Government are working together to find a solution to this issue as quickly as possible.
Meanwhile, the deputy spokesperson at the presidency, Shamima Muslim, has blamed the previous government for the current challenges.
It's very rich what Fifi Boafo has just done, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to engage in aggressive attack and distortion and the clutching of straws so that they can fudge the matters and remove, scrutiny from what they did. Let me announce and say clearly that they left a debt of 32.9 billion cedis. That is what NPP left behind when they exited.
Former Public Relations Officer of COCOBOD, Fifi Boafo, has responded, arguing that Shamima Muslim does not fully appreciate the real challenges facing COCOBOD.
I find it very, very worrying listening to Shamima, my sister, explaining why we are here. I know Shamima doesn't work at COCOBOD. She is only stating these information, sharing out this information because she has been briefed. And the worrying aspect is that the true situation has been hidden from Shamima, who is at the presidency.
Well, a data scientist and policy analyst is, however, calling for the scrapping of COCOBOD, describing the institution as one that has outlived its importance. Speaking on Beyond the Numbers on Joy News, Alfred Appiah argued for a system that allows traders to interact directly with buyers instead of going through the state agency.
We should have gotten to a point where we would be thinking of basically transitioning away from the COCOBOD model and having the farmers deal directly with the buyers and selling to whoever they want to sell to. I think that we've created this beast that has so much overhead that essentially we're giving 30%, like, we are taxing, quote unquote, taxing the farmers 30%. If we have to go by the analogy of 70% of FOB, we're taxing the farmers about 30%. But I don't know to what extent the services that these farmers are getting is commensurate with how much they are paying. And so I think, to me, COCOBOD, and I think of course it's going to take a radical leader to want to get rid of COCOBOD, right? But I think personally, I feel like COCOBOD has outlived its importance, and that the farmers can deal directly with whichever bank that they want.
Let's now do some politics, because the National Democratic Congress is tightening security for its parliamentary primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency on February 7, warning candidates and supporters to leave their personal guards at home. The party's Deputy Director of Elections, Sofo Rashid Tanko Computer, said only Ghana Police Service personnel will provide security, and anyone defying the rule will face party sanctions and the law. He joins us via Zoom for more on this. Grateful for your time, Tanko Computer. Tell us, how prepared is the party, together with the police, to prevent violence or disruption, especially given the Ayawaso's own history when it comes to elections?
Very well. Let me say good evening to you and your cherished viewers across the globe. The NDC is very much prepared for tomorrow primaries. In fact, indeed, yesterday, we met the 5 aspirants and their supporters, as well as the police and then the Electoral Commission. And then we came out with this roadmap for tomorrow, that the elections will be held at the Nima cluster of schools. It will start at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And indeed, they all agreed, all the 5 candidates agreed. And then all logistics needed for the elections has been provided to the Electoral Commission. They are also ready. They are coming to provide a lot of voting booths to speed up the process, because over 1,000 people are going to vote tomorrow. And then the police will provide security. In fact, we defer everything of the tomorrow election security is in the hands of Ghana Police Service. So today, the General Secretary of the party, Honorable Fifi Fiavi-Koti, issued a statement to that effect, that it is only the Ghana Police Service who are mandated to carry out the security of tomorrow activity. And then, so indeed, we are appealing to our supporters, activists, and then the candidates not to come to the center with their personal security. They will not be allowed into the inner perimeter. In fact, they are given strict instructions to stop anybody who is claiming to be a personal security or something of that sort.
Right.
Not to allow that in. So that is what we have agreed with the candidates.
I see. So what specific sanctions will be applied if any candidate flouts this particular regulation that you've given? By, of course, bringing their own, security to the grounds.
The police will arrest such group. If you come and start yourself, you are a personal security to so and so, the police will quickly arrest you. I mean, that one, they have been given the instructions to make sure that we have. In fact, Nima, they are nice people over there. I love them. They are very nice people. We've done it before. It's been very peaceful. Anytime we are doing primaries in Nima, it's always ended up very peaceful. And I don't expect tomorrow to be different. It's going to be also very peaceful, because I know the people we are dealing with. They are very nice people, and they listen. They are committed to the NDC cause. And I can assure you, we are going to have a very peaceful process tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanko Computer, for speaking to us here on Joy News Prime. Now, let's head to the presidency, because President John Mahama has announced a reserve revolution for Ghana, as he says he is targeting a $20 billion foreign reserve. The president made the announcement in an exclusive interview with Joy News presidential affairs correspondent Maxwell Agradaa and the Zambian National Broadcasting Corporation. The president earlier held a Zambia-Ghana Business Forum to deliberate on key business collaborations between the two countries. My colleague Maxwell Agradaa has more from Lusaka, Zambia.
President John Mahama said Ghana aims to increase its foreign exchange reserves to more than $20 billion over the next 3 years to help shield the economy from future global shocks such as financial crisis, pandemics, and other unforeseen disruptions. He explained that strengthening foreign reserves is only part of the big plan, stressing that governments must also ensure a business-friendly environment that raises incomes and creates more opportunities for citizens.
One of the things we need to do is to build our foreign reserves, which is what we're doing in Ghana. In 1 year, we've moved our reserves from $8.9 billion to $13.4 billion in 1 year. We want, over the next 3 years, to increase our reserve position to beyond $20 billion, so that if anything happened, we would have enough buffers in terms of our reserves to be able to tide over whatever shock it is. And so I think that one of the things to do is to build the foreign reserves. And so in Ghana, we are changing the narrative where we are asking to ban export of raw bauxite and raw manganese. And we've asked the mining companies to set up the refining plants to refine the ore into at least primary processed products before they are exported.
On the online debate generated by his smoke, President John Mahama said Ghanaian smoke weavers have received an unexpected boost following renewed interest in the traditional attire after his recent visit to Zambia.
The smoke weavers in Ghana will be very happy because I, by power of social media, have giving them branding and marketing that they couldn't ever have dreamed of ever getting. And I'm sure that by the time I leave here, the number of searches for fugu, batakari, and smoke, is going to be quite high. And it was just because of an innocuous statement. People were commenting about my arrival, and one person said, "Oh, but what blouse is he wearing?" That's it. And it triggered a whole social media firestorm.
President Mahama also revealed that he exchanged gifts with Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema during the visit.
But incidentally, you know what? When I arrived, we exchanged gifts, myself and President Hichilema. He gave me a beautiful carving, Zambian carving, and I appreciate it very much. I'm going to put it in my office and label it as a gift from President Hichilema. And then I gave him a fugu.
I asked my team to post on various platforms that we're associated with that. President of Zambia will be ordering more of that stuff for himself.
On the last day of the state visit, there was a departure ceremony at the Kenneth Kaunda Airport with the Zambian president in attendance. There was the presidential salute and inspection of guard of honor by President Mahama.
Well, in a related development, Ghana's parliament turned into a runway of culture and resistance on Friday as members of parliament arrived in colorful smocks like what I'm wearing, clearly as a message of pride and solidarity following a small section of Zambia's social media mockery of President John Mahama's Fugu attire during a visit to Zambia. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante reports.
When President John Dramani Mahama touched down in Zambia, few imagined that what he wore would spark a continental fashion conversation. Clad in a dark-colored fugu, the president became the subject of a barrage of comments on Zambian social media, many from users who neither understood the cultural significance of the attire nor cared to research. Out of that ignorance, a trend was born. What followed was a spirited, of course, friendly war of words online. Ghanaians rose in defense, not just of their president, but of a cultural symbol. Amid the banter, others seized the moment to market the special nature of Ghana's famed fugu, known simply in English as the smock. Soon, social media timelines were flooded with images. Ghanaians proudly dressed in smocks of every shade and style, turning the mockery into a celebration of identity. That celebration spilled into the Chamber of Parliament on Friday. As though previously agreed, several MPs arrived sporting colorful smocks on both sides of the House, but particularly on the majority side. MPs donned smocks in bold patterns and vibrant colors, projecting not just beauty, but defiance. It was fashion as a statement and culture as a defense. While most of the MPs in the smocks were men, the moment took an even stronger turn when NDC MP for Salaga South, Zuwaira Ibrahima Mohammed, entered the chamber dressed fully in a smock, earning nods, smiles, and admiration. After proceedings, we caught up with some of the MPs as they stepped out of the Chamber of Parliament.
The comment is born purely out of ignorance, for lack of a better word. Every cultural setting has their unique way of dressing. And so Ghanaians, for that matter, Africans, we must be defined by our unique identity.
You just have to pardon ignorance and show them what it is. I believe that in no time, they are going to import even our fugu makers to go to Zambia and prepare fugu for sale over there for us. So it's cool.
You know, today we must learn to seize opportunities when we see one. You know, social media is leading the way today. So if you have a situation where the wearing of fugu by the president has sparked a global conversation around the fugu, I believe this is a time that I mean, traditional makers of this dress will take advantage of this.
I insist that no one can sell you better than yourself. The smoke comes in very beautiful colors, very beautiful motifs, and people should feel happy to wear it. So once the Zambian thing happened, I thought that, and remember, I'm also a student of communication. So I take advantage of the time and let's promote, and I want to celebrate Ghanaians.
Today I came to Parliament not wearing a smock. I'm wearing a suit and an already made shirt. But of course, it's become such a big trend on social media following the president's trip to Zambia and the comments that followed. Ghanaians have shown over the past few days that they will represent Ghanaian culture, especially when it comes under attack from foreigners who either do not understand or ignorantly seek to mock the culture of this country. Reporting for Joy News, not in a smock or any African print, but in a suit, which I regret. Kweku Asante for Joy News.
Well, Ghanaians on the street of Accra have also been speaking, including those who deal in the smokes.
This is not the first time President John Mahama is wearing fugu outside the country on a state visit. But the reactions of Zambians to the president's attire has triggered conversations on social media. Social media is now washed with people wearing fugu, videos and photos of them wearing fugu on Friday. But here at the Arts Center, I've been speaking to some traders who say that the conversation and reactions on social media about fugu and the importance of wearing fugu and the traditional meaning behind fugu has not translated into massive sales for them. They say that on the regular, people come here to buy fugu, but these past few days after the issue with the Zambians hasn't translated into sales for them yet.
Because I wash a coach or woman, or also shed your no so ashe, but as I saw promoting culture and my not any penny who near yen or may until only for cry. Better won't turn it, ebeba, you go so better. Because a massive marketing in shut down my marketing, but you 3 days in the year, but Fuguni, yes.
I think it happened, that was Wednesday, but maybe we hope that in the days coming, the purchasing will be high.
What do you think that the president's wearing the fugu has done to the whole brand of fugu, people buying and wearing fugu?
Okay, to be honest, especially most of the foreigners, you see the original ones, because of the down, the way that they pleat it, most of them, they normally consider it as female dresses. I'm talking about most of them. So most, when they come to purchase, they normally prefer the machine ones. Most of the machine ones, they are a bit straight. So maybe that's why maybe the Zambian president was complaining about it. But to be honest with you, it's not a blouse as they are claiming.
Well, away from the fugu debate, Ghana's fight against illegal mining has been given a boost as armed forces partner French military for intense jungle warfare training to equip Ghanaian soldiers to effectively wage war against the menace. The Ghana Armed Forces have partnered with the French military for intense jungle warfare training to equip Ghanaian soldiers wage a war effectively. There's more in the following report.
Gunshots ringing out at the jungle village inside the jungle warfare school as Ghanaian soldiers undergo specialized training aimed at fighting illegal mining.
Real combat situation. So in a real combat situation, when I get shot at short range in a jungle environment, the first thing I'm going to do, because
the exercise is being conducted in partnership with the French military, who have joined the Ghana Army in the jungle for weeks of intensive training. The program focuses on 4 key areas designed to strengthen the fight against illegal mining. France was selected for this exchange program because of its experience tackling illegal mining in French Guyana, one of its overseas territories.
A bit slower, but with more precision.
So for the past 3 weeks, personnel from the Ghana Army, we understand 38 soldiers and 5 military officers drawn from different units across the country have been here at Achiase, the Jungle Warfare School, and I'm inside the bush, and the personnel of the Ghana Army plus the French military, 16 of them, have been training, exchanging ideas and focusing on how to shoot with precision, how to apply first aid, and also how to even arrest people, particularly illegal miners.
Commander of the Army Training Command, Brigadier General Joshua Amano, explains that the soldiers undergoing the training are not currently part of NIMOS.
The NIMOS is in operation, and so sometimes it is not good to pull out the forces who are deployed in the field. So this next group are prepared to be able to take over from those who are already in the field.
The head of the French military team, Lieutenant Nicolas, says the engagement has been mutually beneficial.
It's been very interesting. We showed our way to the Ghanaian, but the most interesting part was learning how they do it, and I think we learned a lot from those 3-week course.
The Ghanaian soldiers say the French doctrine is not very different from what they are already used to, but acknowledge they have picked up new skills that will help them more effectively combat illegal mining.
Okay, tactically, what I will say is it is not different from ours, but at least we've learned something small.
As a soldier, when we are going for a war or operation like this, normally we may have an injured person among us. So now they have taught us how to provide improvised structure, which are very good. That one I've learned it a lot.
Right, so these military officers and soldiers are ready to fight illegal mining, the country's biggest problem. Reporting from the Jungle Warfare School in Achiase in the Eastern Region, my name is Gemma Apia for Joy News.
Serve! Serve! And inside the studio, my name is Carlos Caloni. Still watching Joy News Prime. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, human activity is taking a heavy toll on wildlife at Ghana's premier conservation site. I'm talking about the Morley National Park. The park is home to more than 700 elephants, 9 amphibian species, 33 reptiles, and over 330 bird species. Is increasingly under threat. Encroachment, destructive farming practices, poaching, and rampant bush burning are degrading habitat and placing immense pressure on the park's wildlife. The Savannah Regional Minister Salifu B. Awarabi has expressed a deep concern about the situation. Joy News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam visited the Morley National Park to assess the impact of these human activities and now reports.
577 square kilometers that covers 3 regions, Savannah, Northeast, and the Upper West regions, making it Ghana's largest wildlife refuge. As part of the climate evidence stories on Joy News, I took a trip to the Morley National Park to speak with the authorities on the effect of humans on wildlife at the park, which invariably snowballed into climate change.
We have over 94 species of mammals. We have over 330 bird species. We have 9 amphibians and 33 reptiles. Nocturnal animals like the leopard, the hyena, the caracal, the genetic civet cat, the porcupine, a whole lot of animals you could talk of.
When we're coming like this, you could see that some of the animals at the sides of the car, they ran. So this is some of the things. Usually then, the community members used to say, oh, we've been seeing elephants, we've been seeing these particular animals, but because of the encroachment, they hardly see this wildlife within them. So this is why it's not advisable for them to encroach.
Worst of them being the extension of some animal species from the park.
Able to protect the areas such that it is maintained, nothing comes into it, like to destroy the ecology or the ecosystem, then we will help in doing that to reduce the climate change that we are experiencing now in the country and even beyond.
A view shared by the acting operational director of the Environmental Protection Authority, Jonas Pierre-Cole.
But because of our human activities, we are no more able to predict even our rainfall pattern. It's not erratic. It comes as and when. Some years we get half of what we're supposed to have gotten, though the water may be the same. But because there are no trees to protect the ground, everything evaporates. Even the runoff also run into the sea or into the streams, also run into the rivers. And at the end of the day, we have problems of water.
Savannah Regional Minister Salasobe Awurubi was expressing concern on the effect of human activities on wildlife at the Muri National Park, outlined some measures taken to help curb it.
We are working together with other partners to see what alternative livelihood programs which can be given to the communities and inhabitants around the fringes of this reserve so that they can engage themselves economically. We are equally trying to do additional education for which the people living around will treasure the reserve as their own.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Moli National Park. Moli.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDK and Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
Well, chiefs in the Sissala enclave of the Upper West region have raised concern over the deplorable state of roads in the area, describing them as a major setback to development. They say roads riddled with manholes and broken bridges are discouraging economic activity and affecting livelihoods. Speaking during a courtesy call on the Upper West Regional Minister, Charles Lawanga Puzuing, the paramount chief of the Walembele traditional area, Kuro Beduwali II, urged government to prioritize road construction in the enclave, proposing a special funding arrangement beyond the Big Push project. Join us, Upper West Regional Correspondent, once again, Rafik Salam reports.
Upper West Regional Minister, Lowe Charles Wongo Pozun, began his tour to all 33 paramount chiefs in the region at Walembele in the Sissala East Municipality, where he called on the paramount chief of the traditional area, Kuro Professor Badwa Wali II, and his elders. The main objective of the visit is fraternal, to listen to the concerns of the chiefs in their respective communities with the aim of helping to address them. The issue of deplorable roads, lack of market for farm produce, particularly maize, lack of accommodation for critical health staff, and the Stall E School Block project in the enclave were part of the concerns raised by the Walembele Kuru through his spokesperson, Mumunu Yahya.
The Sissala East Municipality needs its own special big push. Not to sound dramatic, this is a reality. The economic toll on vehicles is very high. Commerce is low, and the cost of doing business is consequently very high.
Walembele, located in the Sissala East Municipality, and its people for long have been craving for the creation of South Sissala District. On this momentous occasion, it was again laid bare by the chiefs and people of the area. Our Power Soldier Minister, Lowe Charles Wongo Pozun, on his part, disclosed to the chiefs that his outfit has received their petition and will soon forward it to the president through the Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs.
I intend to tell my father, the Welembele Kuro, that we are working on it and government will take decisions regarding them whenever there's a need to create new districts across the Republic of Ghana.
Lawyer Charles Wonga then rolled out of Welembele and headed to Bawesibele to meet with the chiefs and people of the area. The issue of bad roads, lack of electricity, and insecurity, particularly armed robbery, were on the front burner and articulated on behalf of the paramount chief of Bawesibele, Kuru Balogo Bania Sabara II by Kuru Georgia Pakuyo Zuru II.
Apart from the bad route, the shape of the routes just mentioned, there have been several rampant armed robbery cases, especially on Bawesibele market days. This calls for urgent interventions to remedy the situation.
Lawyer Charles Wonga Pozon has this response for the chiefs.
This year, we will rehabilitate 8 new dams within the Sissala East municipality. So I believe that in the selection process, we will not leave out the traditional area.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam, Welembele.
Well, in a closed-door meeting with the Nananom of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs, the Minister for Local Government, Ahmed Ibrahim, revealed a 300% rise in monthly allowances for chiefs, calling it a strategic investment in local governance and peace. The move, which includes increased operational funds, is aimed at empowering chiefs to resolve local disputes more effectively. Anas Sabit has more.
This is where the pulse of tradition meets policy. The Minister for Local Government, Ahmed Ibrahim, brought a direct message from the presidency, a profound thank you backed by substantial action. In a closed-door meeting with the full membership of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs, Ahmed Ibrahim extended President Mahama's appreciation for the chiefs' supportive role in governance, offering the unseen hand that ensures peace and stability in our communities.
Is to convey the President's appreciation to the chieftaincy institutions for their support, their prayers throughout the 2025. He appreciated what they did for him and said we should send his regards and seek for their guidance and prayers for 2026.
But the gratitude moved beyond words. In a landmark move for chieftaincy welfare, the government announced a staggering 300% increase in monthly allowances. Furthermore, the quarterly operational allowances for the house have been boosted from 30,000 to 50,000 Ghana cedis. The minister stated this is a strategic investment to empower the chief's judicial role and ensure faster resolution of local disputes.
Also to inform them about the steps he has taken concerning their welfare. One, he has increased their monthly allowances by 300%. Then to ensure an expeditious adjudication of cases at the Judicial Committee in the Regional Houses of Chiefs, he has increased their quarterly allowances by 67%. That's from 30,000 to 50,000.
The minister also addressed a symbolic yet significant request from the chiefs, the call for diplomatic passports. He acknowledged the legitimacy of their call, pledging the government's consideration.
It's not that they want diplomatic passport for enjoyment, but to make sure that they are able to maintain the values of customs and tradition, so that when your chief gets to the airport, they will not say remove this, remove that, remove the cloth. Will you be happy if that happens? So I think it's a worthy call, and the president will be told. Thank you.
Bono East Regional Minister Francis Osu-Anche, on his part, noted that the role of Nananom cannot be underestimated, and as government's representatives, there is a need to be accountable to the people.
We have to be accountable to Nananom. We are taking only the custodian aspect of the funds that we raise in every district. So if you are a fund manager, it doesn't mean the funds belongs to you. We are only caretakers. So it's good we render account to Nananom.
But perhaps the most resonant message for the people was the call for unity. Francis Osuanji emphasized that the ultimate goal of this strengthened partnership is peaceful coexistence.
Where we have peace, it means that we are not going to spend much on security issues. So all the monies that we will be using to take care of the security men in the region, we can plan back to carry on developmental projects in the region.
What happened here is a multifaceted strategy: empower financially, recognize symbolically, and unite for peace. The government is making a calculated investment in the institution of chieftaincy, betting that a resourced, respected, and peaceful traditional leadership will yield dividends in local stability and national development. The ball is now in the court of collaboration. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tichiman.
Residents of Kumasi have expressed mixed reactions to the decision by the Amasaman Court to revise the custodial sentence of controversial evangelist Patricia Isiama, popularly known as Agradaa, from 15 years to 12 months. The ruling has sparked a wild public debate. While some residents support her release, others question the impartiality of the country's justice delivery system. Take a listen.
Truthfulness does not work in Ghana. Why have they reduced Agrada's sentence to 1 year and she is even halfway through? She's a scammer. 1 year is too small. They should give her 20 years. She should be careful using God's name to lie and scam. There's judgment for everyone. Someone stole 1 chicken or goat and is in jail. Is it good that you release someone who has taken this much money from people?
What do you mean? I didn't idea some we had to be in a free way yet. There was a Ghana.
We have seen that in Ghana, the law favors the rich. An example is Agrada's case.
50 years to 12 months. Oh, I don't think it is something bad because she won't impeded it, and the judges saw it's a good sign that they have to reduce her to 12 years, 12 months to associate. I think it's okay. So I don't see any big deal in this.
When she comes out, she should beg them and gather money to pay them back. She should be released.
Well, Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed has raised the alarm over rising crime rate and increasing pressures on Ghana's borders, warning that the country's security systems have been pushed to their limit. Speaking at the Interior Ministry's annual performance review, he highlighted growing public concern over crime trends, transactional threats, and accountability in the security sector, stressing that these challenges are placing fresh demands on law enforcement and internal security agencies, while acknowledging improvement in interagency collaboration, intelligence-led operations, and digital reforms. The minister warned that these gains remain fragile amid persistent vulnerabilities.
Over the last year, the security environment has continued to evolve. We have observed heightened public concern over crime trend, persistent border security pressures linked to transnational threats, increasing demand for effective regulation, and growing public scrutiny regarding accountability, service delivery, and respect for human rights. At the same time, the sector has recorded notable gains. This includes stronger interagency collaboration, progress in digitalization and intelligence-led operations, improved in emergency response, and reform aimed at professionalism and oversight. These mixed outcomes underscores the importance of a deliberate, evidence-based performance review such as this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this workshop is not convened merely to recount activities or define statistics. It's convened to interrogate results, confront implementation gaps, and agree on corrective actions.
Well, the Interior Minister also urged the security agencies to account for their performances, emphasizing that the annual review is not a routine administrative exercise. He described it as a decisive moment to interrogate failures, address implementation gaps, and reset priorities across the security sector.
As we review the financial and non-financial performance of the sector for 2025, our discussions must remain firmly anchored on outcomes. What worked, what didn't work, why that was so, and how we translate these lessons into clear priority, credible budgets, and coordinated actions in 2026. To the heads of the agencies, I urge you to approach this review with candor, ownership, and strategic focus. Leadership demands honesty about constraint, decisiveness in addressing weaknesses, and clarity in driving reform. Let us therefore use this workshop to strengthen alignment, sharpen coordination, and reaffirm our collective responsibility to deliver security services that inspire public confidence and support national development.
Watching Joy News, we'll take a short break. We'll return with Showbiz. Stay with us. Well, it's a Friday, and Fugu Friday, I should say. And guess what? Your favorite showbiz presenter is in the studio.
It's Fugu Friday. I'm very excited. Oh, who would have thought that we'll be here today seeing the light of Fugu?
Yeah. You have moved.
I know you're shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked, I'm telling you. So, well, it's Fugu Friday. Fugu Friday has been launched officially. Yeah, you haven't heard?
No.
Oh, Hit FM launched Fugu Friday.
Wow.
And the president is aware of it. You see, that's what the interesting part comes in. Let me tell you about our colleague, Agradaa, Maxwell Agradaa. Agradaa is currently in Zambia. Oh, they're back. Are they back? No.
No, not yet.
They're back. Yeah. He's still in Zambia. And guess what he did? Something that, was trending on social media and all of that. He actually told the president about it.
Wow.
Oh, they had a tete-a-tete.
Okay.
See, what people don't know is the fact that Joy News had a conversation with the president. Agradaa did. Before that exclusive interview, there was a tete-a-tete.
Okay.
You want to know about it?
I want to know. I'm interested.
Please. Please give us a tete-a-tete.
It's big social media. It's everywhere. People are wearing their Fugu everywhere.
And going to the...
I think so we're going to have a shortage of Fugu in Ghana.
Oh my God. It's good for business.
One of my colleagues launched a Wear Fugu Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he launched it on his FM yesterday. Yeah, so one of them are wearing Fugu in the office today.
Oh, wow.
A presidential moment.
Tell you.
Wow.
I'm like, this is big.
Huge.
And you know what the president did? He accepted it.
Okay.
Wow. But you know what happened? So somebody was asking me, what's going on? Why, this Fugu fest? Why is everybody wearing Fugu? Why am I wearing Fugu? It was just one tweet.
Okay.
That was what happened. And I think that we have the tweets this evening for you, for the benefit of those who didn't know where it was coming from. This lady did the magic for us. she thought she was shaming our president, but guess what? We came after her. We did. We did.
Maybe there's a typo, something here.
It's okay. We'll forgive her for the typo. She didn't know what she was doing. She was blessing us. I'm very excited about this one. And another thing that I want to bring to your attention and the viewers' attention is the fact that the president actually commended Agradaa for a good work done. And he mentioned, I don't have the sound, but he told Agradaa, Agradaa, my son, from Joy News, I love your shoe.
Wow.
I love your shoe. Let's see the shoe.
The
you
shoe.
see? Yeah. He said it. He said it. Agradaa, my son.
I love your shoe.
I love your shoe.
Wow.
President is a listening president. He listens to everything. He hears us. And he is very excited that this issue has been brought
to the fore.
And I don't know. The fact that he commended Agradaa. Let's commend Agradaa, please. Let's give a clap offering to Agradaa. Agradaa, you do all.
Yeah.
You do all. So for those of you who haven't heard what the president said, so Agradaa asked the president, so this is what is going on, you know.
On social media.
Yeah, on social media. It was at the tail end of the interview. I said, oh, Mr. President, you see, this is what people are saying. Ghanaians are saying. Zambians are saying. They're like, hey, you're wearing a blouse. I said, you people, are you saying that I'm wearing a blouse? This is legendary Fugu. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Please, let's listen to the president.
Okay, it's called the smock in English, but in our language, some people call it fugu, some call it batakari. Yeah. Now, this is a traditional dress that is made by a local industry. It's part of our culture, and so in the past, it was worn by kings, royalty, and also warriors. When our warriors were going to war, they wore smocks, and the belief was that the smocks were soaked in some herbs, and then some spiritual thing was done. So when you fire a bullet, it can't penetrate, you know. And so the smock portrays a lot of things in our culture. And significantly, on the day Ghana, the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence, on the day our independence was declared, our president, Kwame Nkrumah, was wearing a smock. He and all the freedom fighters were wearing smocks. So smocks have become an integral part of our cultural identity. And I want the smock to the United Nations, the highest platform in this world. I'm surprised that Zambians didn't see me in a smock last September.
Came closer.
Yeah, when I gave the speech that everybody's talking about, I was wearing a smock. I'm surprised that they didn't notice.
Interesting.
Very interesting. What do you make of this comment by the president? Do you know that the president mentioned that he's giving the Zambia president a smock?
Yeah.
And they're ordering for more.
The Zambia president said they were going to order more, Fugu from Ghana.
More Fugu for Zambians. Give Fugu to Zambians. They have to understand the essence of Fugu.
King Ayawaso is one guy who has been wearing a lot of...
That's the president's song. So this evening, we're dedicating it to President John Dramani Mahama.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because it's not easy to comment on something that we are very passionate about.
Of course.
He did. And it was on Joy News. You see, that's what I wanted you to. That's what I wanted you to get. It was on Joy News.
Okay, all right.
The most credible news source. Well, we have Joy Prime as well. So, Mr. President.
Right.
Say, please, say. The song you're about to listen to is specially dedicated to you for everything that you're doing for Mother Ghana. Please, hit it. Give it to Mr. President.
And it triggered a whole social media firestorm. But incidentally, you know what? When I arrived, we exchanged gifts, myself and President.
Sorry, say, please forgive us. Yeah, thank you so much for this evening. We're grateful for your time, everybody.
I want to see you, my